Welcome to Forward Not Fetal. This is my lucky blog number 14, which means I've been doing this for almost a whole week. I actually am repeating this because hilariously, as I said goodbye, my camera app crashed and took everything with it. Apparently, I had used up all of my memory. And, yeah, I'm just trying not to feel too many ways about that. But that works out as a better segue because you see I'm wearing some real bright lipstick and there's no lipstick on my coffee cup. And that is because this lipstick is amazing. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink. I happen to be wearing Heroin right now. I also have Ruler, which is a lovely darker red, and this stuff stays on forever, like through a meal. It'll fade on the kind of, I guess I call that the vermilion line, where as your lips fade to the mucous membranes of your mouth. But it's super awesome. I was on the fence with this color because it's kind of pinker in real life than I was anticipating, but I'm gonna try it out today. I'm just gonna feel it. And what I had ended up, and it was definitely, I think, funnier because it was more natural in the other video where I started talking about, I'm not even sure, and then I veered off into ADHD, and it was just really such a good, stop fidgeting, example of my ADHD, which I have, like, super a lot. I take medication. I have done ADHD coaching, which is like learning better skills, improving your skills, learning new skills to cope with it, because at its core, ADHD is executive dysfunction. And what that means is when I look at a list of the things I have to get done, it's very difficult for me to prioritize. There's an amount of everything that's important. And I don't completely lack executive function. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be functional. But I do, I have to do things to help me with that. I use a 1-3-5 list, which is like the night before in the morning when I'm at my peak, when I have not used up my decision-making capabilities, I will try to figure out what's the important thing to get done. And limit it. You can make a list of 50 things, but that's super useless or at least for me, that kind of list mostly just shuts me down and then I'm on my sofa playing video games. Like, that's just not a thing I can do. 1-3-5, it's limited. 1 big thing. 3 medium things. 5 small things. That's it on the list. If there's stuff you are worried about forgetting, another piece of paper, write it down. You can have a bigger list so that you don't forget things, but like the thing that you refer back to throughout the day, so you're like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? And you've already told yourself, you just need to remind yourself. I was diagnosed as an adult. I started with ADHD coaching because honestly I needed to improve my skills. I'd compensated doing other things, and then as one ages, life just gets more complicated. There's a lot more stuff. There's a lot more balls in the air, and it's fairly common for women to hit a point where they then decompensate, where just all the balls drop, and you're just like, what? It can be any kind of trigger. It can be having a kid. It can be changing a job. It can be family life changing, moving. Just like any of the stressors of life can cause it. And you're not a bad person. You're not lazy. You're not terrible. Your brain is just sometimes a jerk. And so I try to trick my brain. I think I was talking about James Clear. I think he has some good techniques and good ways of thinking about things to kind of like help redirect thought, which is very important because, like, for me, I also have anxiety, which produces intrusive thoughts, and your brain is going like in a panicky what if, and being able to recognize that and stop and go, okay, that's not real. I have X to do. And, or just even like, oh, I need to sit down and write an email. And then I find myself on Facebook, and then it's like, I'm not bad, I'm not wrong. I'm just, okay, I meant to be doing X. I'm going to close this window and go back to it. And sometimes you just have to keep doing that. And it's a pain in the butt, but like, you just redirect yourself. And you get better with it the more you practice. And it's just weird finally being treated for it, because there is a moment of like, oh my god, my whole life could have been different. But in the end, I have a child that I absolutely adore and a husband that I'm rather fond of. So I'm okay with life. Like, this is life. Ain't no going back. And I highly recommend, I think she's come out with a new book, but the book I read was Women in ADHD by Sari Selden, I believe is her last name. I'll try and dig it out and add a link in the description below. It was very helpful. There's just a lot of talk about how ADHD tends to exhibit itself in women, or especially if you have inattentive type, which is what I have, which is less like, you're not wiggling around the classroom, you're daydreaming. You're not like, you're less likely to be physically disruptive, and so it doesn't get picked up on in school, especially the 18 generations ago that I went to school. So it just wasn't very common to, like, there wasn't a lot of knowledge. We have more knowledge now, and there's no reason not to work on it. I just realized there's probably all kinds of crazy background noise. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I hope everyone is having a lovely weekend. I'm going to scrub a floor. Super exciting. And I'm going to go to the grocery store and take advantage of a deal and buy some frozen pizza to stock up on, so that when I can't think, I can throw it in the oven. That's part of my planning. I can get super cheap pizza today, freeze it, or it's frozen, be ready for the next couple weeks. Boom, done. Not going to starve to death. So if you like my video, hit like. If you want to subscribe, you should do that wherever that is. If this is your first time to the vlog, there will be a thing popping up. You can go and look at old ones. If you have something to say, go ahead and say it in the comments below. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.